Smith throws the ball upfield, open in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, he wasn't down. He's going all the way. That's a touchdown.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wilmington High School's Alumni Field. Tonight, another live broadcast on Wilmington Community Television. Tonight, the Wildcats take on the Watertown Raiders here at Alumni Field. Thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. Wildcats come into tonight's game with a 2-2 record. And the Watertown comes in with a 1-3 record tonight after an opening win against Arlington Catholic. They've lost their last 3 games. The officials will be going out to the middle of the field. We're just about getting ready for our coin toss, the national anthem, and the opening kickoff of tonight's game. I'm being joined tonight by Jim Boyle here in the broadcast booth to offer some commentary and critiques, perhaps.
A little bit of color. We'll try to offer a little bit of color to give a little bit better description. Chris does the play-by-play, and it'll help also give, in a live broadcast, Chris take a couple breaths as well. So we'll be ready to go.
Wilmington captains are out in the field. Andy Sullivan's number 3, Connor Benoit number 9, Kyle Kenyon number 81, and Peter Marino number 42. On the other side of the ball, Nick McDermott is their captain and quarterback, number 5. Yosef Hamad is number 13. He is one of their co-captains, along with Manje Kamara, number 21. We'll be back for the opening kickoff, the rest of the coin flip, and the national anthem right after this.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Align Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Okay, we just had the coin flip at midfield. Looks like the Wildcats have deferred. The Wildcats will be going from left to right, kicking off left to right.
And as I look out, Chris, the flag is not barely moving, so I would imagine there's not really a lot of decision made based upon the wind. So Wildcats probably have a lot more confidence in their defense as looking at tape of Watertown. Probably want to put Watertown back on their heels and try to get an early stop and then also receive the opening kickoff in the second half.
Wildcats have been very successful on defense so far this year, Jim. Even though they're only coming in 2-2, they were very strong against Shawshene Tech, against Bedford 3 weeks ago, and they even fought, Melrose very hard, Wakefield very hard the last couple of weeks. So,
right, and they held Melrose to only 2 touchdowns, also on the last second field goal.
All right, we're ready for the national anthem by the Wilmington High Marching Band. So it is a beautiful night for football, kind of a briskness in the air, a perfect night to start the Fall Classic, Jim, don't you think?
That is correct. I'm going to get you the weather right in a second here. Chris?
I'm sure everybody at home is probably going to be glued to WCTV's broadcast tonight instead of the broadcast of the Red Sox and Yankees. That'll be starting about a half hour or so.
Well, we have them at least for a half hour. Opening kickoff will be mostly clear, 53 degrees. Wind is calm, east at 5 miles per hour. And Wilmington ready to kick off. So I'm going to turn it over to our play-by-play guy, Chris Neville, for the start of the action here, Wilmington versus Watertown.
Adam Bishop will be kicking off from the Wildcats at the 40-yard line. 2 deep backs for Watertown. Looks like Bret Sutherland, number 15, I believe.
15 and 18.
And the other one is Karim Monroe, number 18. So we're ready for football action. Once again, thanks for joining us with this live broadcast on WCTV. The kick is off. It's a squib kick down the middle of the field. It's fumbled and bobbled, but covered at the 36-yard line by one of the upmen. Number 4 is Brennan Cook. He's a 6'1" junior.
So Chris, Wilmington tries to surprise first on the opening kickoff with a little squib kick, try to get Watertown to make a mistake.
There was some success with that last year,
Correct.
Off and on, and I think Kyle might have pulled 1 or 2 of those 3 weeks ago as well. So Wildcats line up with a 3-man front, 2 linebackers. A couple of changes in the defense for the Wildcats. We'll get into that momentarily. Quarterback is Nick McDermott. Man is in motion. Back out to pass. He sprints to the right. He finds some running room, and he incomplete to Brennan Cook out in the right flat.
So again, it looks like Watertown's going to try to spread us out a little bit, and quarterback rolling to his right with the pass had the man open and overthrew him. Linebacker's going to have to drop back to maybe a step or 2, but with the quarterback rolling to the right, it's going to be difficult because he did have some running room. If I think it was Bailey Smith didn't get up and shut that off.
Pat McAndrew was moved in as a regular on the defensive line tonight, taking over for Dean Nally, who's been bumped back to the linebacker position to fill in for Colin Rooney, who hurt his hand early this week. He's probably going to be out for the year. He broke it in several places. 2nd and 10 for Watertown at the 36-yard line. Handoff to number 34 around the right end. Finds some running room, taken down on a nice tackle. 41-yard line. Mason Andrade was the ball carrier.
I think it was 55. 55 on the tackle for Wilmington.
So Jared Venecia.
So it'll be a 2nd down and about 5. 3rd down, excuse me, and 5. The glare across the field for me is. So most likely for Watertown, I wouldn't be imagining this might be 2 down territory, so see what they do here.
Again, number Bret Sutherland, number 15, is on the far left. Man in motion, fakes the handoff. The quarterback keeps it, but he's stopped in the backfield by Kyle Kenyon. Sacked for a loss of 5.
Kenyon cut the hole and read the quarterback, made the tackle, and let's see what they do.
So Connor Benoit will be back deep for the Wildcats. He moves back at about the 20-yard line. Good stop for the Wildcats on defense, 4th and 11. And Nick McDermott is also the punter for Watertown.
Nick McDermott, Mr. Everything for the Raiders.
Gets the ball away. It's a short kick. Bounces inside the 40-yard line, and it's going to be down just inside the 35 at about the 33-yard line, where Bret Sutherland downed it down there, and Andy Sullivan comes out in the field as the Wildcats take their first possession on offense tonight.
Exactly what Coach wanted to do by deferring, kicking off 3 and out. Gets the punt back, and again, pretty good field position for the Wildcats starting at their 33-yard line. And Andrew Sullivan, again, first-year starter coming off an injury last year. He's been a quarterback his whole life. His dad's been his coach a long time. Jerry, let's see what they do.
So Marino's in the backfield with Sullivan, number 42. Shotgun snap, fakes the handoff to Marino, rolls out, finds an open man, Kyle Kenyon, but he drops it.
Catchable ball there for Kenyon. Nice play call. Again, got to convert that. with the hit you in the hands, got to catch it, and I've been told that Kenyon's been getting a lot more reps offensively as well.
So 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 33-yard line. 2 minutes into the game, 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Inside handoff now to Marino. Finds some good running room up on the left side. Picks up about 5 yards. Brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 5.
And Marino hit that hole really well. Saw the hole and made the adjustment to pick up a couple of yards. Again, softening up the defensive line for the Wildcats.
Jordan Olatalo comes in, number 1. He's a senior wide receiver for the Wildcats. He's going to
be in the
backfield for this play. Inside handoff, and he's brought down immediately, maybe probably a gain of a yard or so, but it's going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
Okay, and there, the difference there between that run and the previous run is didn't read the hole, hit the hole hard enough, a little bit standing up. Watertown was looking like they were ready for that, so Wildcats probably have to punt here.
Okay, Christian Robarge comes in to punt for the Wildcats. He's taken over the job formerly held by Colin Rooney. As I mentioned earlier, Colin is out for the season with a hand injury. So see how Christian fares on his first punt here. It's blocked, partially blocked in the backfield. The ball is loose, and it's going to be fallen on by a host of players inside the 30-yard line.
So if that was his first punt, an inauspicious start to his punting career here at Wilmington, again, probably took a little bit too long. The up back let the defender penetrate a little bit further than they would want. So it's going to put Wilmington back on their heels here as they lose the field position battle with 7:50 to play here in the first quarter.
Shaquille Innes is in the backfield now for Watertown. McDermott is behind the center. Man is in motion. Quick hitter up the middle. Stopped by a host of Wildcat tacklers. Dean Nally's in on the play, number 54.
81, Kyle Kenyon.
And it looks like Joe DeMonico was in on that play as well. Joe's only a sophomore.
So a little different here beginning of this offensive possession for the Raiders. Again, using their power back to try to open up a little bit, loosen up the middle of our defense a little bit, see what they come with here on the 2nd and 9.
Andrade goes in motion, takes the handoff, cuts back, but he's stopped for another short gain, maybe a yard back to the original line of scrimmage.
Wilmington winning the line of scrimmage here. Early here in this game on defense. So let's see what Watertown decides to do. 3rd down and long.
Bailey Smith in on the last tackle, playing linebacker for the Cats. So 3rd and 9 for Watertown.
Again, Chris, this I would imagine is 2-down territory. So see
I would say this far in, certainly. Little communication between Nick McDermott and his wide receiver, Mason Andrade. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. The pressure's on, hit by Kenyon, and its ball's incomplete. Another great rush by Kyle Kenyon from the defensive end position. Didn't give McDermott any chance to get the ball away cleanly.
Kenyon's quickness blew that play up, a poor snap, and his quickness go right to the quarterback. So again, 4th down is a big down for the Owls. I think that's for Wildcats. And we'll see if they can convert. Again, surprised that Watertown hasn't used their power back. I'm not sure what's number 3's name, but number 3, the power back there, a little bit more.
2 wide receivers to the right. McDermott Fakes the handoff. The pressure's on again, and once again he's sacked in the backfield. Nice play by Dean Nally there at the linebacker position. So the Wildcats will take over on downs.
And defensively, Chris, they are not being fooled by any of the motion here. Both Kenyon and their Dean Nally in the backfield before the ball's even handed off. So winning the line of scrimmage with a little bit with their quickness has really turned that possession around, and see what we can do offensively here.
So we have Jason Marquardt comes out wide to the right side. Handoff up the middle. Good running room by Peter Marino. He breaks free. He's across the midfield down to the 48-yard line for a good 14, 15, 18-yard gain.
Second time that play has been successful as Pete's just running off left tackle. Offensive line winning that battle. Sees the hole, quick into the hole, and then explodes for a couple extra yards once he sees daylight. See if we go back to that type of play here on first down. See if we can make Pete the workhorse back that he can be.
Wildcats are really desperate for a league win here, so a win against Watertown would keep them right in the mix with the other teams. Once again, Smolinski is split wide to the right. Quick pass out to the side to Connor Benoit. He's got it. Dodges a couple tacklers, and he gains about 3 or 4 yards. Stopped near the right sideline at about the 43-yard line.
A good stiff arm by Connor there. Also, he picked up yards that didn't look like that were there, as they had three defenders out where he was. Made a nice play. Caught it, didn't rush himself, saw where he could go, and picked up 4 yards.
He's very shifty and was a very solid presence, not only as a co-captain, but both on offense and defense. So number 24 is in the game. He was in the last series. Stephen Anthony, seeing some of his first action this year. He was out injured. Handoff to Marino around the left end. He cuts back, finds some running room. He's still going, and he's inside the 35-yard line for another first down for the Wildcats.
Once again, Marino waits for the hole to develop and then hits it and picks up a nice 8 to 10 yards. Again, patient as a back there. He waited for his hole to develop, and he hit the hole.
So a good drive for the Wildcats here in their second possession of the game. Ball's down at the 33-yard line. 2 wide receivers out split wide on the left. I think one of them is Benoit, can't make out the other. Quick pitch back to Marino. He finds some running room on the right side, breaks the corner to the 20, inside to the 15-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds.
Again, good read by Sullivan, get the ball quick. Marino gets the edge, uses his speed. He's just turning 2 yards here. And let's see if they stay with him. Everything's been successful. Offensive line doing a good job.
So the clock continues to wind down here in the first quarter, 3:55 to go. Offensive line is opening up some good holes, as you mentioned, Jim. Opening some good holes for Marino. Fakes the handoff, he keeps it himself. Sullivan's inside the 10-yard line, and he's down inside about the 5-yard line where he's brought down. Close to another first down.
Good read again by the quarterback there to take it, keep it himself. Everybody's keying on Peter Marino, and Andrew Sullivan takes the ball left side to go first and goal. Again, Wilmington chunking up yards at the run.
Some nice misdirection there. He faked the handoff, and I think the entire defensive line went after the running back, and Andy found some nice running room off that left tackle position.
So we have first and goal from the 6.
Sullivan holds, throws it in the end zone, and it's complete for touchdown.
24.
Steve Anthony, senior. Banged up at the beginning of the season.
Again, Sullivan's patience, waited for the man to cleared the linebacker, and scored the touchdown. Very, very good, solid offensive drive for the Wildcats as they put 6 on the board with 2:54 to play. Led the way by Pete Marino, and probably 40 or 50 yards for that drive. A little bit of confusion as to what they want to do here.
Haley Smith is in there to attempt the extra point. Once again, Tristan Champer, the junior quarterback, will be the holder for him here.
It's Adam Bishop, isn't it?
what did I say?
Bailey Smith.
I
Sorry.
did. Yeah, Adam Bishop. You're right.
I mean to correct you.
And once again,
Kick is good.
Adam puts it right through the uprights. So the Wildcats are out to an early 7-0 lead here on a beautiful Friday night at Wilmington High School. We want to thank you again for joining us if you're watching us live. Just a reminder, if you're watching us on cable television, we also have the option to watch us on WCTV.org in high definition or on your smart TV. Game will be shown multiple times over the next couple of weeks, and we hope you tell your friends about it, your family members, if you have relatives out of town that would like to be interested in what's going on here, you're welcome to join us.
And that was a 67-yard drive for the Wildcats, really focusing on running the football and allowing quarterback Andrew Sullivan to make decisions, making good decisions as to what they're going to do. And just again, they drove right down through the defense of Watertown. Pete Marino, probably about 30-35 yards that drive. So let's see what we can do kickoff-wise.
So Adam Bishop is ready to tee it off again at the 40-yard line. He boots it downfield where it's taken at the 13-yard line. By the deep run, we'll find some good running room up the middle of the field. Still going.
Oh, man, a nice
He's
move
out to
there.
midfield. Number 15 is Bret Sutherland. He's taken out of bounds inside Wilmington territory.
Good return. Found a hole, found the crease, made a couple people miss.
Producer director Adam Dusenberry reminds me that you can also watch the game on Roku. Now, for people like me, Jim,
Yep.
that's too many buttons and too many places to click one way or the other. So
The easiest way for all of us is to just throw it on WCTV.org and listen.
there you
And
go.
watch. So that was probably about a 40-yard return. So again, field position issues for the special teams, and Watertown come out. Let's see if they focus and use this feature back, who's a big back number.
Shaquille Ennis is number 3 in the backfield with Nick McDermott. Man is in motion. Handoff is number 18, who once again, Karim Monroe, was the man in motion, took the handoff, and he's thrown for another loss by Dean Nally and company.
Nally and Kenyon are blowing up the line of scrimmage here, and everything that's any of the motion play that they're looking to run is not working. The adjustment Watertown might make here is maybe just a little bit of misdirection, like a counter type of play where they focus on making sure that the defensive line of the Wildcats who are shooting deep into in their gaps, a misdirection might open something up. Now again, second down and long, so they're sort of forced into some kind of a rushing passing situation.
Kind of a timeout in the field called by Watertown here. I know Coach Kakachi probably a little bit frustrated with the offense getting stymied here early on in the game. Going to call a timeout, see if he can gather his troops together and come up with a plan against the very staunch Wildcat defense.
And again, I think, Chris, it's the speed of our defensive ends. I think he had moved Dean Nally back into we had said before the game, into the linebacker position. And Nally and Kenyon making great reads, and they're in the backfield almost before the ball's being handed off. So scout it well, understand what plays are coming, defensively making the correct reads. I mean, interior lineman probably holding everything up the way you have to as well. So Watertown probably have to make an adjustment. It's hard in a high school game for high school kids to make adjustments. You have a set offense that you're going to run. Wilmington obviously is pulling that.
So 2nd and 13 for Watertown. Reminder, while we have a quick break in the action, that we always have opportunities at Wilmington Community Television. We're looking for people to help cover, whether it be camera or on audio, play-by-play, and all the fall and winter sports teams. We'll talk about more of that in a little bit. So 2nd and 13, McDermott behind center, hands off, and they almost got him in the backfield. Kyle Kenyon missed him for another loss, but gain of only about 1.5 yards.
I guess the coach is going to keep running that play till it's successful, but once again, Kenyon was in the backfield, so he's not being blocked at the line of scrimmage. Missed the tackle, but slowed him down enough to. That's a 3rd and long. But again, that play has probably been run about 4 or 5 times in the last 5 minutes, and every time either Kenyon or Dean Nally's in the backfield ready to make the stop. So a little bit of a different look here.
3rd and 11.
A little bit tighter.
2 tight ends. Fakes the handoff, and he finds some good running room. Tripped up just shy of the first down, shy by about a yard.
And at that point, the read option worked for the quarterback. And again, there's a little bit of that misdirection we were talking about as Wilmington is flooding into the backfield. Quarterback held onto the ball and found a gap in the left side for the long gain, so it's about 4th and 1. So big play here as the first quarter runs down to a close.
Not sure if Watertown's going to get another
close.
playoff here.
Looks like they might. They
They
did the
do.
sneak.
And it's
He's
good
got
for a first down. McDermott carries the ball about a yard down to the 35-yard line. That will end the first quarter of play. And after one quarter, the Wildcats are up 7-0 over Watertown. We'll be stopping for a quick station break. And we want to thank our sponsor, Align Credit Union. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chloe McCauley. I'm Alex D'Arienzo.
I'm Shannon Barrett.
We're the captains of the cheer team. This year we're working really hard to try to get to nationals in Dallas again and make all of our competitions, and I'm doing really good. We're having really fun. We've been pushing all summer, working hard and practicing. Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
We're good. We're working hard.
Okay, we're back at Alumni Field, getting ready for the second quarter. A little bit of entertainment from the Wilmington High Marching Band in the stands.
And Chris, the first quarter, it looks like it's being dominated by Wilmington, especially with that pass, the last drive. But the special teams play of Watertown is keeping them at least in good field position. We had the block punt, which put them in their side of the field, and then we have the 40-yard kickoff return, which is now this drive that they're playing here as they begin the second quarter up to 35. So Wilmington's going to have to sharpen up their special team play a little bit here and go on from there.
So new set of downs for the Raiders. 35-yard line of Wilmington. Man in motion, the handoff again with a little bit of running room on the right tackle area. And there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like Wilmington picked it up. The ball was stripped out of the ball carrier's hands.
22.
Mason Andrade on the carry, and looks like Joe DeMonico, the junior linebacker, he took it out as the play was coming to an end, and good break for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Joe took that right out of the running back's hands. As the running back was going down, he didn't secure the ball, and DeMonico just pulled it right out. Again, good defensive play. Changes the Watertown looked like they had some momentum offensively. So here we go. Let's see what Sullivan and Gang can do.
Okay, split wide on the left is Steve Anthony, the recipient of the touchdown pass a few minutes ago. Sullivan is back to pass. He looks downfield. The man is intercepted, almost intercepted. It was intended for Anthony.
That was Kyle Kenyon, I think 81.
Okay.
Sorry. And again, another ball. That's the second ball that's hit Kenyon in the hands. And fortunate for Wildcats that ball was not intercepted. He also had Marquardt on the right side here on the left side, or the side closest to us. Marquardt had run a go route. It looked like he was open too. Play was to Kenyon.
So 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 29-yard line.
See if they go back to running the football here with Pete Marino.
Pretty good protection from the offensive line thus far. Handoff is to Marino, who cuts back, gains only about a yard or two.
Okay. Again, the second time they've taken Marino to the right side, they've been very successful going left with him. In the first quarter, he probably picked up about 35 yards when he went off left tackle. Off right tackle has been a little bit more of a struggle. So long third down here for the Wildcats to try to keep this drive alive.
So Marquardt is split out wide on the right side. We've got 2 wide receivers left. A little bit of action on the front line, and it looks like it's going to be an offside against Watertown. A couple players came across the line before the snap. So that'll make it a little bit more manageable for the Wildcats. 3rd and 4.
Yes, let's see what he does here. Might come up and do something a little bit different here. So the 5-yard offside penalty makes it 3rd and long to 3rd and manageable. Like Chris said, let's see how they come out. He's got Marino in the backfield.
Christian Robarge is now split out wide on the left side. Just said we had a lot of success going to the left. Marino stumbles, and I think he's going to be shy of the first down by about a yard.
And with the special teams difficulty, I would not be shocked to see the coach go for this. There, Marino looked like he stumbled a little bit, didn't read the hole correctly. We tried to go up the middle. Ran into a little bit of resistance, but did pick up a couple of yards to make this a very manageable 4th down. But looks like he's going to go for it.
There is a risk. I'm a little bit surprised. 4th inside their own 35-yard line. So I guess some confidence here shown by the coach on his offense. Sullivan keeps it, and I don't think he made it.
It's going to be close. Yeah, he did. They're going
to
give it to
okay,
him.
He
Looks
snuck
like
through there. I'm looking through too much glass and glare right on my eyes here, Jim. So
no, there's a lot of glare here at the facility off the lights. The lights are low. Hey, it's tough to see the blue uniforms too. Oh,
the Wildcats have it at the 37-yard line. Hand off to Marino, who once again dances. He stays on his feet and he's still going.
Big
Man.
run.
Good determination there by Peter Marino, sophomore
senior
running back. Senior running back. Okay.
And it's
starts with an S.
And he made he made something out of nothing there. That was all the running back on that play. Pete Marino with stop looked like he's going to be stopped for no gain, picking up 9. Another really good run by Mr. Marino tonight. Let's see if they ride him a little bit here. That'll again open up a little bit the passing game as well for Andrew Sullivan.
Connor Benoit in the slot on the left. Sullivan is back to pass. Lets the ball go long and deep downfield. It's complete.
Nice play.
Complete at the 30-yard line to Christian Robarge.
Sullivan underthrew that one a little bit. The defensive back didn't make the right read, and Robarge made a great read to go right to the ball for
a little reminiscent of Josh Gordon on a touchdown pass last night, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
So,
but again, the receiver with his eyes focused on the ball, and the defensive back looking probably more at the receiver than the ball. In reality, overruns it, and then Robarge and Sullivan connect on a big play.
Okay, the Wildcats in business here at the 28. Sullivan back to pass, throws it out to Marquardt, who has it inside the 30 and then the 20-yard line, where he's brought down another gain of 9 yards.
Again, as a short pass, big yards after catch. So we've been doing that here in the first half a lot. So very good, quick out pass to Marquardt.
Some shades of Tom Brady to Julian Edelman there.
That's correct.
Once again, Anthony comes out split wide to the left. Benoit is in the right slot. Looks like Marquardt, I think, is over on the far right side.
And then Kenyon.
Hand off to Marino, cuts back, and he stopped for little or no gain. Going to be shy. Picked up about a yard on the play.
Again, defensive line for Watertown beat our offensive line. The Wildcat offensive line didn't give Marino a lot of running room when he got out to the right side. So again, 3rd down, it's definitely 2-down territory here. So a lot of plays in the playbook here that they can call. And I think because the coach has the confidence, if you really need to get that 1 yard, Andrew Sullivan has picked that up a couple times. And you got Marino as well. So lot of plays you can do here. You don't have to jam it home for the first down.
So 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Once again, Marquardt is split wide to the left. Kenyon is in the left slot. Man in motion. Hand off to Benoit. So the pitch to Benoit. He's going to be good for the first down into the 10.
Nice.
And he's inside the 5-yard line where he's taken down.
Another really good play call off the spread. Sullivan makes the right decision, gets the ball to Benoit. Benoit makes a really good run, hits the hole quick, goes hard. Really nice tackle at the goal line there by Watertown, saves a touchdown. At least for now, they save a touchdown.
So it's going to be first down for the Wildcats, 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Once again, Anthony split wide to the right. Benoit wide to the, Robage wide left. Benoit in the slot, inside handoff to Marino.
That'll be a
and he's
touchdown.
in, almost untouched into the end zone. Wildcat touchdown.
So again, very simple play. Marino right up the box. Untouched, like you said. Wildcats put up another touchdown. Really good conversion off the turnover down here on the fumble. About a 68-yard drive, 75, I'd say 25, about a 75-yard drive there. Big play was the play to Christian Robarge on the pass, and another scamper by Connor Benoit. So Sullivan making all the right decisions here.
Okay, Bishop's in for the extra point again. I think what we've seen so far tonight, Jim, is Wildcats have thrown it to several different receivers. That's opened up the field for the running game as well. Here's the kick by Bishop, and it's up, and it is good once again. So with 5:20 to go in the first half, Wildcats are up 14-0.
Again, a really solid offensive drive. Another long drive. Like I said, probably picked the ball up about the 25-yard line after the fumble, so it's a 75-yard drive. First drive in the first quarter we started 34, so we're looking at a 66-yard drive. Very good mix of offensive plays. Sullivan making all the right choices. Not being hurt by the two drops that they had earlier in the half, and everyone being involved as well. So riding Pete Marino as the running back a little bit, and he gets rewarded with a touchdown. And Sullivan, again, like I said, Anthem Sullivan's made really good choices as they go forward here.
Just a reminder that, as I mentioned earlier, we're looking for coverage for some of our fall and winter athletic sports around the high school, along with some concert coverage. If you're interested in helping out, most of us are volunteers down here. You can look into, just contact the studio at number, I think, 10 Waltham Street. Did I get it right this week? Up in North Wilmington.
Or just come up to this booth here and talk to Chris.
Okay,
there's
a
a
little
pooch
squib
kick,
kick
and that's
down.
going to be out of bounds at the 32.
Yeah. So it's going to be out of bounds at the 33. We're going to have to tack on at least 5 yards beyond that.
Again, I understand, but because they did have a long kickoff return before, but again, you're just giving them field position there with that pooch kick. Even if it stays in bounds and they pop on it, they might make us re-kick here.
That's what they're going to do, yep.
So move us back the 5 yards. And then kick. Now, if that kick had gone out of bounds inside the 10, they would have taken the ball up to 30. I'm not sure the high school rule there, but take the ball about the 30-yard line. So now let's see what they decide to do with Mr. Bishop here on the kickoff. And again, kickoff coverage was a little lax in the after the first touchdown. So let's see if we can drive this kickoff and make tackle. And again, that ball went out of bounds, whatever, the 32. So let's see if coach for Watertown made the right decision.
Got a lot of young kids in on the kickoff coverage here. The ball is popped down fairly short, taken at the 28-yard line by one of the up men who has a big opening down the left sideline. It looks like Bishop's after him, and it looks like he's going to go down all the way to the sideline to the 10, 5, and he's touchdown.
Well, I guess the decision by the Watertown coach makes sense. Big issue here being our special teams play has been horrendous here in the first half. Third big play on special teams. So
I think that's David Manukian on the return.
Yeah, the up back, 51.
Yep.
Who picked that ball up at about the 32-yard line. So that would be a 68-yard touchdown return on the kickoff, on the re-kick, because the kick had gone out of bounds. Again, it's going to be the point of emphasis, I'd imagine, going in at halftime, as the Wildcats have dominated a field position, have dominated time of possession, but a couple of big plays on special teams keeping Watertown in the game. So now at 5:04 to play, second quarter, Watertown can tack on a point here. Number 7 is kicking for them.
And number 7 is not on our roster, Jim. So
that's not good.
I can tell you that Nick McDermott is holding the ball. Adam Ballou.
Adam Ballou, and the kick is good.
So with 5:04 left in the first half, Wildcats are up 14-7.
So, Chris, all that hard work that we on the offensive side goes by the wayside on a 68-yard kickoff return after a penalty, kicking the ball out of bounds. So Wilmington's going to, like I said, I think coming into halftime, they're going to have to, again, let's try to score here. They're going to get the ball to start the half because they deferred. But it's going to be important now that they focus on special teams play, especially in the second half. You don't need to be giving points away the way they did there.
I'm sure there'll be some conversation at halftime in the dressing room.
It'll be very polite conversation as well, I would imagine.
No doubt.
So. I don't know where the Wildcats are going here if we're still live, because half the team's going to the wrong end zone to return the kick.
Yeah.
So again, another special teams issue.
Yeah, I think Coach Turner's going to have a maybe a Tums at halftime here to sort through these issues, because this is kind of unacceptable. I mean, these kids, they've been playing.
Yeah, I think
6 minutes.
There's the onside
Squib kick
pooch
again.
kick, a nice play.
Recovered by one of the Wilmington
73.
upmen. Nick Coleman, yeah, offensive lineman, was able to corral that.
Smart play there by Watertown to try to at least catch Wilmington sleeping. But the offensive lineman, Nick Coleman, in a nice play, he saw the ball, he put the ball in the chest and fell right down to the ground, so it was a well played. So again, Wilmington starting with good field position here at their own 45-yard line, and they have 5 minutes to see if they can put some points on the board.
High snap, handoff to Marino up the middle. He fights his way for another 4 yards. Stopped just shy of the midfield. Just want to point out that you probably noticed that Watertown, the very distinctive pink stockings, but a lot of the Wilmington players are also on the Wilmington side of the field in awareness of Breast Cancer Month awareness. October is a month that we spend the whole month remembering those that are struggling. Jordan Olatalo on the handoff. He's taken down in the backfield for loss of almost 9 yards. That was snuffed out by the defensive left front.
So Jordan makes the cardinal mistake of a running back, and he's going east-west, not north-south, and loses about 6 or 8 yards there. So puts Wilmington in a tough, long third down situation. Again, he took the ball going to his right. Instead of going north-south, he decides to go east-west. And every time you're going east-west and running back in the backfield, you're not going to be too successful unless you have major quickness. You can get the edge. Good play by the Watertown defense. So here's a big play as we run down the end of the second quarter for the Wildcats.
So third and almost 14 yards. 4 wide receivers out for the Wildcats. Andy Sullivan is back in the pocket. Good protection, lets it go downfield. Nice complete to Kyle Kenyon, who breaks free down the sideline to the 40, to the 30. He's going to go all the way.
Whoa.
Oh, he's tripped up on a shoestring tackle down at the 15-yard line.
Then now there, Kyle Kenyon uses the good hands. Makes a great catch again, turns around and misses, makes the tackler miss, and picks up another 25 yards as the Wildcats will be heading into the end zone.
David Manukian, who ran the touchdown back for Watertown just a few minutes ago, made the touchdown-saving tackle. With the last-minute dive, it looked like Kyle had some open running room down the sideline and got tripped up at the 10. So 1st and 10 from actually the 11-yard line. Sullivan looks back to pass, pitches it out to Marino, but number one, Marino was not open. Probably just as well that he kind of overthrew it.
Good throw it away, yeah. First interesting read by Andrew there. Again, he made the right choice to throw it over his head, but again, he throws that to him there. He's going to get him. Pete Marino's not going to be happy with the hit that he's going to take. So, again, I would expect here with a 14-7 game, we're looking at 4-down territory for the Wildcats. Just see if they can punch this ball in. Interesting choice here to throw the ball first down, but Coach knows what he's doing. We're just sitting up in the booth calling the game. I thought that was an interesting choice because they've been running the ball relatively successful against Watertown.
Okay, Kenyon's in the slot. Nobody on him at this point. Probably one of the safeties will come up. Fakes as handoff to Marino. Actually, I guess he kept it. He faked the handoff to Marino, went up the middle of the offensive line, got stopped for little or no gain.
So Watertown trying to make a stop here after the big play by Kyle Kenyon. Wilmington would like to punch this one in, but now 3rd down and 10.
I'd be interested to see the success of Kyle Kenyon thus far, being able to stay on his feet. They try to isolate him on somebody. So 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Sullivan is back to pass.
He's got him. He had in Marquardt open.
Down in the end zone, and it's
intercepted
in the end zone. Out of bounds, so guess not. Taken out at the 22-yard line. He threw it into tight coverage intended for Connor Benoit.
So I would say after the Kenyon play, we had 3 plays in a row that were not really well executed by our offense, and again results in a turnover. So instead of putting points up on the board, defense is going to have to come on and play like the last 2 minutes here of the second quarter. So again, he tried to force that one into coverage.
Karim Monroe in the interception. He returned it back about 25 yards.
So Watertown will start this offensive possession with 2 minutes to play here in the half at the 23-yard line.
McDermott hands off the left tackle with a lot of running room downfield for a gain of about 12 yards. That was to Mason Andrade.
Again, power back coming right at left side of our defense. Wilmington's going to have to make a stop here. You don't want to go to halftime.
A little bit of a hurry-up offense here for Watertown.
Turn them over. I don't think they're going to be able to score if they run the football all the way down the field here, but high snap.
Quarterback keeper up the middle. He found some good running room again, taken down just shy of the 45-yard line, gain of about 7. Timeout.
They'll call timeout. Give a 1:30 to play. Like I said, unless somebody breaks a long run here, running the football for the next 55 yards with 1:32 to play will be interesting. And I think Wilmington should force them to make the quarterback throw. For those of you watching the game, I just got a text that Sale has his stuff in the Red Sox game. So if you're interested, we don't have a score, but I just got texted that Chris Sale has his stuff. Looks like in the first inning.
And if you're watching live on WCTV, we certainly don't want you to change the channel.
Stay with us.
Yeah, because we have the Wilmington High School Marching Band coming up right after this, the halftime.
Live and in color. Okay, so he's 2nd down and 2, 1:32 to play. Let's go back to Chris Newell.
So 2nd and 1, McDermott in the backfield, man in motion, handoff again. This time it's stopped in the backfield. A nice defensive play. It's like Bailey Smith on the tackle, or he was in there. So 3rd and 7.
This will be an interesting.
3rd and 3.
This will be an interesting play call here. Both sides, time management here. If Wilmington stops here, they can get the ball back. They're going to try to pass.
McDermott's back to pass. Pressure is on. He's being chased downfield, and he's knocked down shy of the first down. Knocked out at the 44-yard line. The clock will stop with 50 seconds to go.
Number 1. Great tackle there by
Jordan Olatalo.
Jordan Olatalo. Really good tackle. Stops the first down from happening. Now Watertown has a decision to make. Clock stops on the out of bounds. Might call timeout here to make a decision. It looks like they're going to try to go for it, but again, if they go for it, Wilmington will have a little more than half a minute with the stop. So here comes the timeout. Watertown, of course. See what's to think about it. I would imagine you're down 14-7. He's going to go for it here, but again, it's a risky adventure here for the Watertown coach.
I think Wilmington still has at least 3 of their timeouts for the first half.
Yep.
So it's a big decision here for Coach Kakachi. Coach Turner calls his defense over to the sideline. Of course, Watertown is ready to turn around and get their offense moving.
So not to say this is an important play here for Watertown. And again, Wilmington as well, because Wilmington with the full complement of timeouts. Can you make the stop here? I guess the clock has us at 50 seconds to play. Let's say you make a stop here, change of possession. Wilmington get the ball back, maybe 40, 45 seconds to play. Enough time to put points on the board the way they've been moving the football. So again, an interesting call here for Watertown. It's not a short two either from this angle.
The Wildcats go back to midfield. Fourth and about 1.5 yards, almost 2 yards. Big play here. Could be a major swing here.
They're back in pooch punt here. That was a good play.
Benoit does go back to the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. And he is going to run it. Pressure's on. Looks like he's got plenty of running room, though. And he's taken down. First down out to the 48-yard line.
He read that nice, but the clock does not stop there. It just stopped to reset the chains, and then Watertown will have to call a timeout. And again, in high school, I have no idea how these timeouts work, but I assume that might be their last timeout.
Watertown will take a 30-second timeout.
How many do they really get? Like
5 timeouts.
5, right?
It's shockingly unacceptable.
5 is way too many, and
That's why I don't coach anymore.
that's their fourth one, right? So my friend Mr. Mahoney over here is telling me they get 5 timeouts, 3 full 2:30 seconds, and it's slows us down a little bit. So that'll, if I remember correctly, that'll leave Watertown with 1 timeout, Wilmington at least 4. So it'll be first down, just short of midfield. Wildcats defense have to make 1 or 2 stops here, and
Pat McAndrew comes out. Tyler Thomas comes in on the defensive line for the Wildcats. McDermott, shotgun formation, looks back to pass, lets the ball go downfield. It's caught down to the 30-yard line. Once again, caught by Mason Andrade.
Clock is running. They'll stop on the stop to set the ball. Let's see if they spike here or they get Wilmington a little bit out of position. They'll spike the ball there. Stop the clock, 22 seconds to play. Have to reset the chains. Again, unacceptable defensively to let a guy like that open, that wide open defensively and on man-to-man coverage. Looked like they were in. It looked like they did have pressure on the quarterback, but the secondary not doing job being up close enough. So again, Watertown with an opportunity here. They got 30 yards in 22 seconds with a 2nd and 10 coming up. So we'll see what they do. And this game has changed. The momentum has really changed to Watertown after the kickoff return and the interception in the end zone.
So Innes in the backfield with McDermott for Watertown. Back to pass is McDermott. Pressure's on. He's sacked up in the middle of the field. Kenyon in on the play. It's like Pat McAndrew went on the tackle as well, so that's about a 5-yard loss.
So in the internal world of high school timeouts, we have our 5th timeout of the half by Watertown. And that just means I'll probably have to suffer through 1 or 2 more plays here as Watertown has struggled there. Really, really good solid defensive work there by the Wildcats as we get 3rd and long. A lot of good pressure on the quarterback. Somebody stayed home. So they got everybody kept in their lanes, Chris, and then forced the quarterback to have nowhere to run. The quarterback is a very good athlete. He's been able to find openings with the pass and the run. That time everybody stayed home. And the interior part of our defensive line plugged the gap and no gain. So again, I think we got 2 more stops here and we'll go to the half.
I think at this point, Coach Turner will be very happy to go into the half with a 14-7 lead. And of course, the Wildcats have the kickoff coming to them. First possession of the second half. Quick reminder that if you're around for the next few weeks, the Wilmington Rotary Auction will be taking place on Friday night, November 16th. That's one of the larger fundraisers for the Rotary Club, and a large percentage of the money raised that night goes to scholarships for Wilmington seniors, whether it be Wilmington High School or any other high schools that Wilmington residents are attending. So that's at the Knights of Columbus Hall, November 16th. Rotary Auction, hope to see you there. Some good deals, get ready for the holiday season. There's also a $10,000 raffle being held that night. Tickets are $100. They only sell 350 of them, so somebody will go home that night $10,000 richer. So Watertown comes out 3rd and 14 from the Wilmington 34-yard line. We'll see what they come up with. Once again, Innes is in the backfield with McDermott. Back to pass, pressure's on.
Got him.
And once again, Kyle Kenyon gets him in the backfield as a fumble. Well,
called him down. That'll do it for the half.
And time does expire I believe. Yep, that's the end of the first half.
Again, the interior part of our defensive line did the job there the last 2 or 3 plays, so a really nice job by the Wildcat defense.
So at halftime today at Wilmington High School, Wildcats are out to a 14-7 lead. We will be back for second half action, part of the halftime show, right after this halftime message from the Aligned Credit Union.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this fall is sponsored by Align Credit Union. Not only focused on personal and business banking, Align is a community credit union participating in events throughout the region. Located next to Lucci's and also at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Okay, so we're ready for halftime action. The Wilmington High Marching Band. The first time in my memory, which goes back about 45 years, that there are 3 tubas on the field. So we're ready for the halftime program here in Alumni Field. Sit back, enjoy it, and watch. Another great halftime performance by the Wilmington High School Marching Band under the directorship of Band Director Barbara Meddy. Assistant Director is Anita DeLulo. Always a strong performance by the Wildcat Marching Band at halftime tonight. The Wildcats are up 14-7 over Watertown. We'll be back with second half action of tonight's game right after this.
I'm Tori Sheehan.
I'm Cassidy Collins. I'm Thea Alberti.
I think that we're going to have a really good season. We've been practicing like really hard on the field, and everybody's giving like 100% effort. So I think that we're looking good.
I think we had a lot of good additions to the team, especially with like the younger girls, that I think they're going to work well with our roster. We should have a good year. I'm really excited for this season, and we have a lot of new additions, like Cassidy said. I think we're going to work well together on the field, and it's going to be a fun season. So, yeah, thank you.
So I want to welcome you back to Wilmington High School's Alumni Field for the beginning of the third quarter of tonight's game. Beautiful night for football. Temperatures down in the low 50s. We're almost ready for football action. 14-7 is the score tonight. Wildcats will receive the second half kickoff.
And the Wildcats are making their appearance now, led by captains Connor Benoit, Andrew Sullivan, and Petey Marino. And again, Pete Marino, Andrew Sullivan, pretty good first halves. And then Wilmington will get the ball to start the half as they deferred to begin the game. So let's see if that decision pays off for the coach. And again, let's see if we can produce on special teams a little bit differently. I would imagine that was a lot of the conversation in the locker room. You know, we're in this game, we should be higher. We can't give up the additional yardage on our special team play and limit whatever turnovers we have. So, like I said, I thought they ran the ball extremely well, and then Sullivan with the short to medium range passes was relatively accurate, except for the pass he threw into coverage in the corner, in the lower corner of the end zone there late in the first half.
And especially off a left tackle. I mean, Peter Marino picked up big chunks of yardage, especially during the end of the first quarter and toward the beginning of the second quarter. Found a lot of running room. Good offensive blocking, you know, by the offensive line. The Wildcats have a lot of underclassmen on the kick return team here. I see just a few names I'll mention. Nick Piazza is a sophomore. Kyle Valley's a junior, number 20.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised here if they pooch kick this as well. As you can see, the Wildcats are ready for something coming up the middle. They get the, not that they're the hands team in, but they were ready for it on the prior kickoff, which it was like an onside kick. So again, let's see what they do. They might be a little bit deep there, the two deep backs, but they're sitting at the 15-yard line, maybe a little bit too. And there's a kick right off the ground, which is what you'd expect to happen.
The ball bounces down, picked up at the 17-yard line by Olatalo, who breaks to the left, finds some running room, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line. So pretty good kickoff return.
Much better effort too. He went north-south and not east-west. Picked the kickoff, run straight up the middle. And see how we come out here. Probably the regular unit. Kyle Kenyon has been open for the pass on the pass offense. He has 2 drops, but he has the one play where he made the catch and got tackled going in, like shoestring tackles. That play has been open as well. So let's see if they, again, I wouldn't be surprised if we come and grind it out here and try to put some points on the board, get them on their heels, and then force their quarterback out of their spread offense.
So a lot of discussion, I guess, during the stoppage of play, and I don't know if it was a penalty on the play. It has to be a penalty on the play. I'm not sure what it was, but Wildcats are going to pick up another 5 yards, bringing the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Coming offside on the kick.
Nick Coleman, the center, senior, comes out. Marino in the backfield. He takes the handoff.
It's left.
Breaks to the left, and he actually gets good yardage again. Pick up another 8 yards, almost out to midfield.
As Merle Reese of the Philadelphia Eagles would say, they're going left to right on your radio dial. So, and as we talk, sorry, bring my Pennsylvania boy back. As we talk about Marino there, again, every time they're going left to right here, or they're heading into the the end zone with the scoreboard. Marino, they're going left. And then they're coming the other way. They look like they tried to go a little more right side. So let's see if they continue to focus on that side. And you bring up Nick Coleman. Coleman also made the recovery on the onside kick earlier.
So we got Robage and Benoit out to the right. Pass downfield. It's tipped. Intended for Anthony. Tipped by one of the linemen. So it brings up 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats.
Again, I would imagine this is also 2-down territory for them here. So he's got plenty of options, which is why he would attempt a pass like that on 2nd down. Again, it all depends what his philosophy is going to be here to try to win the football game, whether he wants to grind it out or he wants to open it up. So, and again, Sullivan's a senior, kid who's quarterbacked his whole life. You would expect him to make proper and good decisions going forward.
Kenyon, the wingback, was motion, but let's see, Marino.
Nice play.
Actually, he fights for 1st down yardage across midfield. He was stopped just shy of the 50. He was able to twist and turn, gained another 2 or 3 yards, so the Wildcats have a 1st down inside Watertown territory.
And Chris, that line of scrimmage is right in front of us, and I do agree they look like the Watertown defender jumped off sides, but maybe they didn't see it from this line judge down here. But Marino with a nice spin move to pick up the 1st down. Again, let's see, again, they've been really much more physical in the interior line Wilmington has than Watertown, so let's see if they continue to grind it out here. Gonna run the option.
Sullivan, he sprinted out to the left on big running room. Marino
Marino
breaks free to the 30, to the 20, into the 10, and he's brought down inside the 10, almost to the 5-yard line.
Again, a perfect execution there by Sullivan to get the ball to Marino at exactly the right time. And Marino uses his speed, had an opening, hit the hole, and used his speed to pick up major yardage. So that was probably, what, 53?
Just on the ball was at midfield.
It's at the 5, just about a 45-yard run. So Pete Marino's going to be well over 100 yards.
I'll be interested to see the replay when it does come out, because that was within inches of being tipped on the pass out to Marino. So Sullivan hands off to Marino. He tips it himself, actually, cuts back. He gains a couple of yards, but he's taken down at the 4-yard line.
Again, that's a if I'm watching our offense here, that's a read option by the quarterback, run read option, and he decided to keep it instead of give it to Pete. So now they 2nd down and goal. Again, it's imperative here to punch this in and get that 14-point lead back up, and then let our defense go to work. So it's still Marino in the backfield, Kenyon in the slot.
Sullivan keeps it. He dropped it. He's able to recover it, but it's a loss of a couple of yards out to the 6-yard line.
Again, getting fancy isn't helping us here. I hate to criticize, but we were successful. We were successful with some of these running plays with Mr. Marino, and now now it's sort of like we get down inside the goal line and we sort of either try to get a little bit too wide open.
One good thing is they do have Adam Bishop if they need him for a field
Correct.
goal. So
we prefer 7 here.
Anthony out to the right. Back to pass to Sullivan. He lets the ball go in the corner of the
Touchdown.
end zone. It's complete for a touchdown
Benoit.
to Connor Benoit.
Again, 2 guys flood the zone. Sullivan throws to the back receiver, and Benoit in the right place at the right time there. And Sullivan, nice touch to get it over top of the defenders.
Big for the Wildcats.
Huge. Benoit is sneaky, quick, gets open. Just the kind of player is always getting open. Connor Benoit. Big play. 20-7, extra point, make us 21. Bring back the old 14-point lead. 7:37 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
So Bishop in for the extra point. Champer in for the hold. And the snap a little bit high. The ball is down, and this one is no good. Wide to the left.
Pressure from the right side of the Watertown defense by number 4, Brennan Cook. Maybe forced Bishop to yank that ball a little bit, try to avoid getting it blocked.
So the teams come back upfield, and the Wildcats are out to a 20-7 lead.
And I hate to preach, but special teams, again, leaving a point.
It's at least the fourth time tonight you've mentioned that, all for different incidents. So you're absolutely right, Jim.
So again, let's see how we do kickoff here. I wouldn't be shocked. We just try to pooch this right at somebody and let our defense play defense. And again, from the three areas of play, offense, defense, special teams, we've completely dominated the offensive side of the ball. And I think we've really dominated them defensively. It's just on the special team side that they're keeping themselves in the game. So it's, again, important. So they'll have 15. And
Sutherland and Monroe back deep for Watertown.
The kid with the hood, the 51 is standing at the return for the touchdown, standing at the 30-yard line.
And I'm sure that Bishop's been told to keep the ball away from him after what happened earlier in the game. So we're ready to go. The ball is flat on the field. It is a hooch kick to number 9, who covers it at the 42-yard line. J.J. Santos covered the ball for Watertown.
Again, you give up field position, but you do not give up a touchdown return. Understandable why we do that there. And again, we started the game the exact same way. We questioned why would you do that to start the game, but now the understanding is that you don't want to get burned by their speed on the kickoff. So let it up to your defense, and I think the coach has a lot of confidence in the defense with the 14-point lead here in the third quarter, or 13-point lead, excuse me.
Jared Venezia on the defensive line, number 55 for the Wildcats, with Pat McAndrew. It's like Steve Smolinski on the far left side of the line. McDermott, hands off up the middle, taken down for, he kept the ball. And he's up for good yardage up to midfield. Looked like a quick hitter up the middle, but McDermott kept the ball and sprinted out to the right, picked up 8 yards.
Again, we talked in the first half that a little bit misdirection. Wilmington with shooting gaps defensively was in the backfield, and Watertown making the adjustment here. A little bit of misdirection where the quarterback keeps instead of handing off the dive up the middle, and he's open for 8 yards. So again, now Wilmington's defense makes some adjustments here to try to alleviate that type of play. Again, I'm still surprised that they have a nice power back, that he hardly touches the ball. The quarterback seems to be the player who's going to make most of their plays.
Sutherland split wide to the left. Man is in motion. Handoff is in the backfield again, and once again, Kyle Kenyon, solid as a rock. And
again, I'd like to see how many times they've run that play and what their yardage is. I would imagine it's negative yardage.
He came up with the ball. I don't know if I guess he took the ball right out of the ball carrier's hand, then it's going to be
turnover. So Kenyon with the fumble recovery.
Fumble on the play recovered by Kyle Kenyon. First and 10 for the Wildcats.
Again, I'd be imagining they're not going to go to that play too much in the rest of the half. And here's another opportunity for the Wildcats to put this game away.
If they could put a dagger in their heart, if they can march this ball down, march it downfield quickly here.
And then because of the dominance of the line of scrimmage today and the way Marino's been run, you could then just eat clock and put this game away. But
Sullivan is back to pass, inside screen, and it's intercepted. So they give it right back to the Raiders. Intercept at the 40-yard line by number 56, Mike Manukian.
So much for that idea. As we go back on defense, so turnover, back-to-back turnovers here, interception and a fumble recovery. Wilmington interception. Someone sort of forced that ball a little bit over the middle. I think they were looking for a middle screen with Pete Marino. It's a little bit hard and over his head, intercepted by the linebacker. Threw it right at the linebacker's chest. So here we go again. Let's see what the defense can do.
So tight formation for Watertown. One man in the backfield, man in motion, fake the handoff, pressure's on. Passes downfield, incomplete. Intended for Brendan Cook down at the 48-yard line.
Getting a good play call, executed relatively well. Passed a little bit behind him, did hit him in the hands. Probably should have caught it. Wilmington catches the break there, 2nd and 10. I like how they roll a quarterback out there to get him into space. Because of his athletic ability, he has an option. He can run past there. And again, the guy was open. He just threw it behind him.
Monroe and Sutherland are split wide to the right now. McDermott keeps the ball, runs with it. He's stuffed in the backfield once again.
Oh, the play will be ruled dead. That looked like, is that Nally?
54, I didn't see on the play. He could have been in there.
Yeah, Dean Nally, 54.
Okay, yeah.
Again, Nally and Kenyon in the backfield a lot. So big third down here. Wilmington can come with just about anything. Again, they have not been successful throwing the football, so they've been successful when they get their quarterback in space and running. So we'll see whether or not they can throw the ball to move it downfield, because obviously the interior line is being dominated by our defense.
So 3rd and 13, 5:24 to go in the third quarter. And we have a timeout on the field called by Watertown.
And there's a coach over there who's not too happy. Football coaches get so aggravated sometimes.
Probably a 30-second
Yes.
timeout.
He just didn't like the way they were set up. I think he's mad at the ref. I don't know why. My assumption here would be that he's upset that his kids are getting hit late as we try to strip the ball. Not happy with the way that's being played. It's just protecting his kids a little bit. But again, play till the whistle. There he sprints right. Got the guy open. Nice play.
Okay, so the pass is complete for a gain of only 4 yards. It looks like Chris Robarge is in on the tackle at the 41-yard line.
I think he dropped that one, Chris.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I think, again, maybe he didn't. That's so far away from
Yep. Actually, it's going back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 4th down.
We got to bring the binoculars next time so we can see that far.
Well, if we had a nice monitor up here that was about 24 inches wide, would that be a lot more helpful? You get these old eyes up here.
Yeah. Wow, Adam, thank you. Yeah, that'll be good. Again, with Thanksgiving, though, it's going to be during the daytime, so if we get the Thanksgiving Day game, we get a monitor, hopefully. But you know what? We'll be able to see in the daylight.
McDermott in punt formation stands at his own 35-yard line. Benoit is back, standing at his 30. The ball is away. It's a short kick. Comes down, bounces at the 40. No real forward progress on that. It's down at the 38-yard line by Watertown. So the Wildcats will take over, and hopefully a little more effectively than they did in the last drive, 1 and out. They hold a 20-7 lead here with 4:57 to go in the third quarter.
And not a good punt there for Watertown as they had the ball in their 40, and it's like about a 20-yard punt. No return, but again, special teams play on the other side that actually benefits the Wildcats. Gets our offense back on the field. A nice 3 and out there after the turnover. So really a good opportunity here to grind out some clock and put this game away.
So see if we can get jump started here. Once again, the same lineup. Handoff up the middle to Marino. Finds some big running room. A hold to the 50, the 40, down the sideline to the 20.
Nice play,
10,
Peter
touchdown,
Marino.
Peter Marino.
Again, very basic play there.
62 yards on the carry down the right sideline.
Very basic play. Marino up the middle, pushes out right side, beats everybody with his speed. Very, very nice play. Again, Marino's got to be up in the 160, 170 range soon. That's another long run for him, his second touchdown of the game. And like I said, continue to grind out these offensive plays and put this Watertown team away.
It's tough to pick up here, but you know, as you look along the right sideline, the wide receiver is doing some good blocking downfield. So certainly a credit to the Wildcats for opening up some good running room for Peter Marino down the right sideline here. Kyle Bishop in for the extra point once again. And this one is no good either. This is wide to the right side. So we've got 2 failed extra points so far tonight, but the Wildcats, with 4:41 to go in the third quarter, up 26-7.
Okay, Pete Marino, 15 carries, 191 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he's 9 yards away from a 200-yard day. Again, the senior stepping up when you need him to step up for a 26-7 Wildcat lead. And go back to the basics here and just keep grinding. I'll let your defense shut them down. I'm sure we'll see a pooch kick again. And then rely on the defense and force Watertown a little bit out of their offense. They're going to have to throw the ball to get back in the game. Not that they have the ability or have had success in doing that. And then once we get the ball back, continue to grind this out. Shorten the game, shorten the time of possession that Watertown gets the football. But a very, very good run by Marino. Hit the hole, popped it out to the right side, and outran everyone. And about the 10-yard line, the defender for Watertown dove, and Pete with good footwork to avoid getting tripped up and scoring the touchdown. So nice moment here for senior Pete Marino.
So the ball once again is flat at the 40-yard line, so we do expect another hooch kick. Bishop steps into it, another floater, and once again recovered by the up man, J.J. Santos. This one is actually a couple of yards further ahead. He recovered the last one at the 42, and this one will be at the 44-yard line, so Watertown takes over 1st and 10 at their own 44, 4:41, a lot of fours to go in the third quarter here.
And again, rely on the defense. See what they do. The one success Watertown did have was getting their quarterback out into space. But again, now they're down by almost 19 points.
Olatalo in single coverage way out on the left flank there. Handoff up the middle with some good running room for the running back. Shaquille Ennis takes it close to a first down. Will be a first down inside Wilmington territory.
And Chris, that might be only the third or fourth time he's actually run that play with a big power back, trying to right up the middle. Again, if the Wildcats are aggressively coming off the ends and getting into the backfield, a little quick hitter, a little bit of counter play coming off tackle, it might be successful. It might be an opportunity for Watertown to run a few successful positive plays.
Certainly some talented athletes on the Watertown sideline, man in motion. The handoff almost caught in the backfield, but he finds a little bit of running room. Number 18 for Watertown, Karim Monroe.
Kyle Kenyon with a nice tackle there.
Gains about 5 yards. Down to the Wilmington 42-yard line. Clock continues to tick away, 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Once again, a tight formation for Watertown. Peter Marino comes out in coverage on Bret Sutherland on the far left side. Handoff up the middle, and he's stuffed. Nice play by Bailey Smith.
Yeah, Bailey filled that hole extremely well. Again, a really good defensive play by the linebacker, by Bailey. Filled the hole, met the strong running back at the point of contact, kept himself squared up and took him down. Again, he could have easily been run over, used his lower body strength, squared up and took him down. Really, really fine defensive play there, Bailey Smith.
I think Jared Venecia was in on that tackle as well on the line. They just really completely stopped him at the line of scrimmage. He was able to fall forward for maybe a half a yard. 3rd and 5. McDermott sprints out to the left, finds some running room, and he's brought down shy of the first down. Down to the 38-yard line. Going to bring a 4th down.
Decision time on what kind of play to run here. Of course, he's not going to punt. But then again, the quarterback, a good athletic play, but Wilmington's defense steps up there. He got into the defensive backfield, but the linebackers and D-backs making very good tackles to keep it from short.
You see, Peter Marino looks like he might be cramping up a little bit. I see him reaching down on his right leg.
That's from running so much. That's what happens when you get 191 yards.
Yeah, he's single coverage on Sutherland.
I would be
4th and almost 3 yards.
See if they roll right here with them. Nope.
Man up the middle, and he's sacked in the backfield. The quarterback held onto the ball, and once again, multiple Wilmington tacklers in on the tackle. Stopped him at the 42-yard line, 43-yard line, but Wilmington once again takes over on downs. You pointed out many times so far tonight, Jim, the line of scrimmage has been Wilmington's all night long.
Correct, and their penetration into the backfield, again, the read by the quarterback is that they've made penetration. I can't get the ball to my running back to get the first down, so he's going to pull it back out. He has no opportunity because of where we're filling the gaps. He has no opportunity to move right, left, so he's sort of like cornered in to be funneling down to where everyone is going to be anyway. And I think that's one of the, when he gets into space, their quarterback, he's been dangerous, but we are really doing a great job getting in the backfield. He doesn't have the opportunity to get into space.
Okay, Jason Marquardt split wide to the right, 2 wide receivers out on the left side. Sullivan once again a handoff to Marino up the middle, who once again finds more running room to the 40, and he's brought down at the 31-yard line. Broke free again for another, well, he's well over 200 yards now.
Well over. Probably he was at 191 there, probably about 220 now. And again, I would just use my make him my workhorse here. And you got 1:31 to play, third quarter. Just keep pounding him away and say, Pete, take us home.
It's almost a 30-yard gain, I believe, on first down. Anthony comes out split wide to the right. Handoff again to Marino, who cuts back, breaks another tackle.
There he is! Oh.
And he's into the 16-yard line now for another first down.
He got to the second level. Nice tackle by the safety. But again, they're going to, like I said, time to ride him and get the lead up here and then give you the opportunity to sit on your lead. But again, Marino having a phenomenal day. Maybe a career day for him. And again, another kid comes in as a senior. He sat behind a really good running back in John Kenny last year and comes here to perform. It's his senior year and doing the job.
So Marquardt and
right up the middle from Marino.
Another 5-yard gain. He just continues to tear up yards. We're down 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
See if they run clock here.
And Wilmington is completely dominated. Marino comes out for a spell. And this is going to be his quarter of the year, no doubt.
Yes.
Probably the last play of the third quarter, unless it's an incompletion.
And again, there's no need to rush here. There's no need here to force anything. You got a nice big lead, and you dominate and hand the ball off to.
And up to Valley, number 20, who cuts in just shy of the first down. Kyle Valley, junior running back.
And that'll do it for the quarter two, Chris. Good quarter for the Wildcats. Not converting the extra points, but a 12-0 quarter for them to get them up by 19 points. Led by number 42, Pete Marino.
So we'll be back for fourth quarter action right after this and a message from our sponsor.
Hey, I'm Chris Stokes, and this is Gavin Kelsey. We're the captains of the Wilmington High School golf team. We're looking forward to a good fall season. We've got a bit of a rebuilding year. We lost a lot of seniors last year, bringing in a lot of young talent. A lot of young kids that are going to work, looking for a bright future. You got anything?
I think it'll be a fun season because, we have 3 returning starters from last year, missing a lot of seniors. I think we lost like 11, right? So we got like 10 new kids, 3 seniors on the team. I think a bunch of the kids will definitely be very good when they get older in their junior, senior years. This year, it'll definitely be a fun year. Definitely be a little tough, but it'll definitely be fun. So,
we're ready for fourth quarter action here at Wilmington High School. Wilmington is staked to a 26-7 lead against Watertown. They're on another drive.
So have to go all the way to the other end of the field as we switch quarters. Again, they had to come out and put a solid third quarter together with only a 7-point lead, and they did that. They controlled just about everything. I think the Watertown might have run about 10 plays max that whole third quarter. And we can call it the Pete Marino quarter because he completely dominated with his running. Let's see if
he's back in there now. Devin Clerico comes in as a slot receiver on the right side, out next to Steve Anthony. Handoff is inside to Marino, finds 6. More running room, and he's in for another touchdown.
So that'll be his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Peter Marino, 9 yards. Pay dirt again for the Wildcats on Friday Night Live here at Wilmington High School's Alumni Field. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game. The Wildcats are now staked out to a 32-7 lead.
So it was the first play of the fourth quarter. They run the ball right smack up the middle, dominate the line of scrimmage. Marino hits the hole and goes almost untouched till he hits about the 4 or 5 yard line and powers the way in, trying for the extra point.
See if Adam Bishop can get this kick squared away here. Lines up for the extra point. And this one is true and through the uprights.
I think that's our first extra point that end too. I think we scored 14 in the first quarter going this way. No, we did get one that way. All right.
So with 10:51 to go in the game tonight, Wilmington is now out to a very comfortable 33-7 lead.
And again, he's going to put it back in the hands of his defense. I assume we will just pooch kick it. Let's see if the Watertown coach makes see if he makes a little adjustment, knowing that's what we're going to do, put some of his hands people up front. instead of having a lineman fall on top of it, he can then have one of his better players pick it up and maybe make some positive yardage. So here's what's he got coming out here. He's got 34 and 84, so he's got not so much interior lineman. He hasn't really made that change yet.
A lot of sophomores on the kick return team here for the Wildcats. I see Brendan Ho has gone into the game, and I know Kyle Valley's out there.
Yeah, good opportunity now with the big lead to get some kids some playing time and some valuable experience.
Looks like he's going to tee the ball up this time anyway. The 26 is Devin Clerico. Got 22 is Joe DeMonico, but he's starting anyway. Olatalu's out there with Robarge on this side. So it's another squib kick, but it's picked up and it's lost, and
covered by on the 30 by number 15 there.
Recovered down at the just about the 30-yard line.
I have to say that Chris, every single special teams play has been an adventure tonight. So at least we have that excitement to look forward to.
Would have been nice if they recovered one for a change.
Yes, it would have been.
That's okay.
So now defensively,
got a lot of fresh bodies coming in for the Wildcats.
See what he does here.
Marcelo Mizaraka is in at number 40.
Yeah, a little bit different
left linebacker position. Most of the same starters are on the field for Watertown. Hand off to number 34, who finds a couple of yards running. Tough to bring down. A few underclassmen in on the tackle.
So, like I said, an opportunity here to gain some experience by the Wildcats. Coach getting with a lead like this, it's good to get these guys on some tape and help teach technique and what they're doing. It's a game action. Very, very good for teaching and training to get them in.
McDermott hands off again to his running back, who stopped for no gain by the middle of the defensive line for the Wildcats.
And I'll give my play-by-play guy Chris here a tougher time because it's all new numbers. And
well, Steve Smolinski's been there all night long. Number 41, okay. He was in on the tackle there.
That's good.
I will make sure that we get an update for the next game. Looks like
I can see 27 Gary Moretto's back at safety.
63 Andy O'Brien, who's only a sophomore, was in on that last tackle.
So we'll let the camera do the work, and we'll give you what we can give you as we get these new players in the game.
Once again, broken up, little or no gain, shy of the first down. Good tackle. I think O'Brien was in on that tackle as well.
And again, they'll go forward, change field position, might even see a new quarterback here for the Wildcats as people are warming up on the side here. Not sure if that's...
Handoff up the middle is good for the first down, I believe, but the pile was pushed, but I think he got enough.
They're going to give it to him. So Watertown doing nothing fancy here. They are down 26 points, nothing fancy with 8:46 to play. Again, giving an opportunity for some of the younger kids to get some playing time for the Wildcats, and maybe giving Watertown an opportunity to at least get their offense established. They've done absolutely nothing offensively all game.
Cody is in on defense for the Wildcats now. Mizaraka has single coverage on the wide receiver. And there's good coverage by the Wildcats along the sideline. Knocked the ball carrier out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play.
26.
Again, a lot of underclassmen on the field for the Wildcats, and they were able to be very effective in stringing that play out toward the sideline. So 2nd and 7 for Watertown. Nick Piazza comes back in for the Wildcats. Steve Smolinski comes out for a breather. Mizaraka again on the defensive side here with covering number 15 Sutherland.
Fumble.
There's a fumble on the play, and it looks like the Wildcats are on top of that. There were about 3 or 4 Wildcat defenders that were on top of that ball, and they do have it. Recovered at the 41, 42-yard line.
Line number 56.
56 is Reed Cody, just come into the game on this drive.
And we'll take our offense and let's see what he sends out here. Again, the offense has been extremely successful, and I'm sure we'll see replacements all up and down the line here as well.
Looks like Tristan Champer is
coming to quarterback.
Probably going to come in at quarterback now, number 21. Wholesale changes now on offense as well. Nick Piazza comes in. He's a wide receiver, number 15.
Said it will be Champa.
So we'll see what the Wildcats' second offense can do.
And like I said, it's a good opportunity to, these kids will be on tape. They'll be able to see our film or digital. It's changed since we did it. It used to be 8mm, I think, for us. And see what they can do.
Around left end.
20 is Valley. Is that Valley?
That's Kyle Valley, junior running back, younger brother of Jason. Picked up about 3 yards in the play. I will let my color man talk about all the good news that's going on down at Fenway Park tonight.
Yes, we've got a 5-0 lead. Top of the third, Chris Sale is rolling through. Top of the fourth. I know a 3-run homer for J.D. Martinez, and they knocked J.A. Happ out of the game in the bottom of the third inning, scoring 2 runs.
Well, we don't want you to leave the broadcast. Tristan Champer keeps it for a keeper, and he actually plows ahead for about 3 or 4 more yards up the middle of the field.
Again, stay with the broadcast. Get to see the young Wildcats play. At least run the football as it's now just a matter of eating clock and letting the clock run down and giving these young guys, again, like I said, an opportunity to be on tape. Coaches will be able to look at this and do some evaluations and then also do some teaching from offensively and defensively.
Number 14, John Pam, a sophomore, comes in a wide receiver on the left side. Clerico in the slot on the left. Champ is calling signals in the shotgun. Lets the ball go downfield. It's high and incomplete. It brings up 4th down for the Wildcats.
Pass intended for Devin Clerico there. And again, they'll go for it here and put their defense back on the field. Looks like I would almost say the almost all starters are on the sidelines now.
Just about 4th and 4 for the Wildcats from the Watertown 37-yard line.
21, an interesting number for a quarterback. But
James McCarron, another sophomore, split out wide to the right. Champa hands off. He kept it. Actually, he's made a first down. He kept the ball. Nice fake handoff to Valley. Just enough for a first down. Brings it down to the 31-yard line.
Again, it's good. A junior quarterback, an option here to run the spread offense. Making decisions that have to be made in this offense. He decided to keep it instead of handing to Valley and picked up the first down. Like I said, just a good opportunity for these kids to learn game in real, true game action.
Dylan Clerico now checks in at the running back position. Champa hands off to Clerico up the left sideline. He's on his feet down to the 21-yard line. Picked up another 10 yards.
Saw the hole, found the hole, put it through the hole, and tripped up. Big, nice run.
I mean, I know the Watertown kids are getting probably kind of tired. They've been playing out a lot of football tonight on the front lines, but the younger Wilmington offensive linemen that are in the ball game right now are opening up some big holes.
Right. And you're correct. Their defense have been on the field a long time.
Dan Ings, a junior, at right guard for the Wildcats. Once again, a handoff, and he sprints through for a hole down to the 15-yard line where he's brought down. Clerico, another first down. Keith McDonald, junior, number 10, checks in the game. We're trying to keep up. Nathan Curto, another junior offensive lineman, just entered the game. So the turnstile is open here tonight. We're down to 4:54 to go tonight's game. I think it's just a war of attrition here, and the Wildcats have too many bodies. And
Wildcats dominated offensively and defensively, and the only reason Watertown was even in the game at halftime was poor special team play. So again, here dominating with their second unit.
Another handoff again to Clerico.
And again, Coach Turner rotating players in and out, so some of these players might be getting their first action as varsity players.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whether young or seniors. If they're seniors, they're getting an opportunity to play, and if they're underclassmen or juniors, they're getting valuable experience that hopefully will parlay into good news next year.
That was a 6-yard gain by Clerico, 2nd and 4 from the 10-yard line. Once again, he has the ball, no gain that time, thrown for a loss of 3 yards. Eric Lingenfelter, number 75, checks in on the offensive line now. So certainly emptying the bench of everybody, trying to get a lot of people some action. Nick Kane, a junior offensive lineman, just came off the field. Make that Dan Ings, number 57, not 67. Jack Malloy is only a freshman, according to my roster here, number 68 on the offensive line.
He's a big boy for a freshman if he's a freshman.
Handoff again, sprints out to the left side, stop for maybe a gain of a yard or so down to the 10, maybe no gain.
So an opportunity here, 4th down, see if they can punch it in, get the first down or punch it in for the second unit Wilmington offense. 3 minutes to play in the ball game. And again, everybody's going to go off the field today with a very satisfied feeling. They played extremely well. And they dominated a team they probably expected to dominate.
Ciampa keeps it himself, looks for some running room across and inside the 5-yard line. Another first down for the Wildcats as the drive continues. Down under 2.5 minutes to go.
So an interesting dilemma here for as a coach.
You push it in, or do you just kind of sit on it? Yep.
Right. You want your kids to experience the have positive experience, but do you want to, again, an interesting
sportsmanship always enters into it, and I know Wilmington's got a long tradition of winning awards for their sportsmanship.
Right.
I would still expect kids.
My expectation is with 2 minutes to play, they'll try to punch this one in.
Jack Rooney's a freshman. He's playing center right now for the Wildcats. Down in under 2 minutes.
Oh, beautiful.
And okay. Well,
again, I'll give the coach credit. That's a good move. And again, it teaches sportsmanship
exactly
here at the high school level and allows people to say it's a very classy move. So the clock will run. We think
he'll probably run it right down as far as he can,
and I would expect Watertown not to call timeout. Although they do have 5 timeouts left here in the half. So you never know. We could extend the game into the 6th inning of the Red Sox game, but we'll see what happens.
A little chuckling here in the booth.
With our game officials sitting aside of us.
Right. So I'm sure Tristan Ciampa will probably just put his knee down here at the 14-yard line on the snap from Rooney. And that's what he does. Clock is down to 1:08. Going to be 3rd down, but I don't think we're going to. We'll get at least one more. Maybe, well, we might get 2 more plays off, but I think for all.
I'm going to guess one more here.
Yeah.
Hey. We'll have to ask our clock operator. Where's the game clock? I can't see it. No, the play clock.
So like 3rd down for the Wildcats.
It's like the 35-second clock in the gym. Yeah, trying to find it.
I think the official is in the backfield. He's probably just timing it so the center knows when to snap it, so that
the game will
they don't have a penalty.
So looks like we're going to have a final score of 33-7.
So that's going to be it. 4th down for the Wildcats. So the clock ticks down under 20 seconds. Teams are going to go back to their own respective sidelines. Let's we'll call it a game. Jim, thank you for joining us tonight. The final score here at Wilmington High School tonight. Thank you for joining us. Wildcats victorious 33-7 over the Watertown Raiders. I want to thank our broadcast crew tonight. I'm Chris Neville, joined by Jim Boyle here on commentary. Our camera crew, Paul Hippel and Marty McHugh. Tom Pizarro down on the sideline, and our producer director tonight, Adam Dusenberry. We want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. A good victory for the Wildcats. They're in Burlington next week, and I think the week after we'll be back here at home against Stoneham. So that should be a good game. Hope to be able to join you there that night. So once again, thanks for joining us on WCTV's live broadcast, and we do want you to come out to the game too. Final score, final time, Wilmington 33, Watertown 7. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.